What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. We've got another KVK update video for you tonight. This KVK has been wild. We have been fighting Chisgul in 1075, and it has been a brutal battle. Just absolutely been going back and forth. We've been stalemated for about 2 days at this point. I finally have some breathing room, so I decided to make you guys another update video. For anybody new here, my name is Svett. This is the mobile game Rise of Kingdoms. If you guys haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like this video if you like Rise of Kingdoms just as much as me. And like I said, guys, tonight we're going to go for an update on this KVK, which is going to include my deads, my kills, where my troop count is, how my tech is doing, and what the map looks like. Let's jump right into it and show you how we're doing in this KVK. Alright, guys, like I just said, it's been absolutely nuts. We've been fighting 1075 and Chisgul and so many other players in that kingdom who are absolute monsters. We've got some monsters of our own, but man, we have been stalemated for going on 2.5 days straight now in pretty much the same exact spot. We've gotten a little bit of movement on our side, but they have been defending like there is no tomorrow. They've done a really, really good job of defending. You know, so far it's been great for us because we've taken more of the territory, but man, they are bunkered in good, and we have not got a whole lot of movement in the last couple days. I'll show you guys the map in detail here in a bit. I'll focus mainly on our portion of the map, but I will kind of jump over to some other portions where our allies and other enemies are fighting and what that kind of looks like, especially what the next zone might look like for us as well. But first, my personal account. So, Hall of Heroes right here. 3.6 million deads, guys. So many dead so far, which is just bananas. The fighting has been brutal from the very, very beginning, but specifically over the last few days, you know, it's been all rallies and garrisons. So there's been a little bit of field fighting, but not as much as the initial first, you know, couple days. I also, you know, I haven't put out any videos yet, guys, but if you watched the live stream the other night, you know, in my alliance, it was me and LIU and one other alliance in our kingdom, Sin. We tried to go take on 474 up front. We tried to split up our camp. One, you know, a few alliances go towards 75 and a few alliances go towards 474. My alliance and one other alliance went towards 474, and it just simply was not enough to take 474. Extremely lofty goal. We didn't have necessarily high hopes for that plan working out, but we wanted to give it a shot and see what happened. Nonetheless, we got smashed. 474 beat us in about an hour and a half, and we were like, all right, we got to get out of here. Their strength was incredible, their presence was incredible, and their building speed was off the charts. They're really, really good kingdom, guys, and we were very, very outnumbered because we only brought 2 alliances over there. So they smashed us real quick, and then the rest of our kingdom went over to 1075 to fight one Imperium versus another Imperium, and that's where we've been since Thursday of last week. So we're going on a week now in this KVK of fighting, at least. We have 37 days left, and I already have 3.6 million deads. So once I came over here from, you know, fighting 474, our alliances were already in a pretty, at least the one that I joined was in a pretty set up position. So we were able to push a little bit more, but we were basically already taking, you know, rallies and giving rallies out. So I didn't get a whole lot of field fighting over here in this zone. Most of my field fighting since I've gotten into, I believe this is Havana, fighting 1075, I've got a little bit of field fighting, but most of it's been rallies and garrisons. And all the field fighting's been kind of late at night when a few players are on for each kingdom and we're kind of just messing around. So I've taken a lot of deads already. Now, granted, guys, everybody in our kingdom gets dead goals and kill goals. So for me, my deads goal was 3.95 million. So I'm already about 85–90% of the way there-ish. So I'm doing pretty good on getting to my goal, but obviously this is a pretty quick pace to be losing this much of my account. Just to show you a troop breakdown as well, I barely lost any infantry. 667,860 infantry units, guys. I came in with probably about 1.6 or so. So I've still got over 1 million infantry, which is great. Cav, though, leading the pack still, guys, 1.2 million dead. I did have around 1.9 million Cav coming into this. So I still have a decent chunk, but not a lot. Then archers have been huge for us, guys, because you know, Xeno is really the go-to garrison still. There are some really, really hard to beat Amanitore and Artemisia garrisons, which we usually try to hit with a double or a triple rally at least, because Amanitore is a freaking beast. But we're doing mostly archer rallies and cav rallies. We're not doing a whole lot of Pakal Herald. We do throw it out there, you know, sometimes. But mostly cav and archer rallies still, guys. Same as our last KVK. I guess really other than the archers. We had, you know, XY Chandra was the go-to rally last KVK. And they're still kind of a go-to in this one, but definitely Gilga is your go-to kind of rally commander at this point, whether it's Gilga Nebu, Gilga Cyrus, Gilga Ram. I myself have been launching a lot of Gilga Ram rallies, and that's been great. But guys, you know, I came in here with about 1.5, 55-ish archers, and I've killed 1.167. So I am anxiously awaiting our next training buff to go up so that I can try to get my army back to a decent size, at least with archers. Luckily, I do have enough resources and speed ups to train a couple 100,000, if not more than that, of archers, and I'm really only going to train archers. So I've got my resources and speed ups ready to do that, and we're just waiting for the right moment, a little bit of breather from the fighting, so we can all take a break and train a bunch of troops back. We also have an MGE starting in a few days for the new commanders, which I haven't got around to making a video, obviously, but I will ASAP. But they look cool. I definitely like them. There's definitely some stuff I'd like to talk about, so I'll get a video up on those guys for you. But yeah, guys, a lot of archers dead. And I didn't have enough archers, I guess. I didn't realize that, you know, I thought Pakal Herald would be a lot more useful. And again, he's still good and very useful, but we've gotten better results with cav and archers. If it's Xeno, we're just, you know, Pakal Herald's great, but it's just not good enough. We would much rather do archers on something like that. We'd usually do, you know, like a Pakal Herald tank and then 1 or 2 additional rallies that are usually archers. And then Amanitore, guys, we've been trying to do cav and archers as well against Amanitore, which that garrison has just been an absolute beast. So hard to freaking crack. So that's how my deads are looking, guys. I am a little low on archers. I'm doing okay on cav, and I'm doing good still on infantry. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. As of right now, I'm getting 1.8 million troops back. That in itself, guys, is 18 million power, because it's mostly T5 that I'm getting back. Probably maybe 18 million or like 16 million power coming back for me there. Speaking of power, I am down to 82.3, guys. 82.3, which is, let me just, oh, I didn't buy that. I wanted to go over some tech with you guys. I'll buy that after the video. But 82.3, which is low. I started at 114.5. So I'm down a lot of power, which is great. We train these troops to die. We train them to fight. We train them to win KVK. So I'm perfectly fine with it. You know, I really just want to train some more archers, and then I'm going to feel a lot better about where I'm sitting at. Because, yeah, I've got 1 million infantry, 758 cav, and 466 archers. So, like, I can train 200,000 or 300,000 archers, and I'm going to feel much, much better about my situation. So, hopefully in the next few days, I'll do some training, and maybe I'll throw up a video on that for you guys to give you another update as well. But, yeah, I've got enough speed ups and resources to train a couple 100,000 at least, and I definitely plan to do that. Now, for kills, I have not hit the 30 million yet. I've been taking a break over the last couple nights. The first day, guys, I think I got to about like 10 million. And then so the last 6 days, I've gotten another 12 million kills. So I'm at 22.6 million kills. Doing pretty good. You know, a lot of the kills at this point are coming from like city hopping and staying up late and just like messing around with the enemy, like when there's not that many people on. So, you know, I'm feeling good about this, and I'll definitely be able to finish these kills in the next zone and in Kingsland as well, obviously. But 22.6, I'm not quite where I want to be yet, but I'm getting close. Kill points, guys, we make our goals on kill points. I'm at 1.611. I started at 1.24, I believe. So I've gotten about 400 million kill points or so, which is good. My goal is to be up to 1.75 by the end of KVK, so I'm well on the way to that goal as well. So I'm looking good in terms of my goals. All my, you know, most of my kills are still coming from T4, T5. And yeah, we're looking good on things, and I'm definitely in a place. My last KVK was my first KVK that I ever got 30 million kills. I'm well on my way to do that again in this KVK, so I'm kind of finally in that like bracket of players that like always gets 30 million kills and, you know, getting at least 500 million kill points every KVK. But because I was always a smaller account, guys, chasing the whales. And it was just, really over the last 6 to 10 months that I got into a position, not really in size, but definitely with commanders, that I could really compete with some of these really, really good, like big and good players that have been playing the game for a year longer than me. A lot of the people I play with and play against have been playing since the game started. I didn't. I was a little late. So I've been kind of playing catch up, but I'm finally in a point where I get, 30 million kills at least every KVK, 500 million kill points, easily putting up, 3.5 million plus deads every KVK. My overall deads, guys, are looking at 18.2 million. So I've got a lot of deads right here, which is good. I train them to fight. I want to win KVKs, and I'm definitely okay with zeroing myself to do so sometimes. So that's kind of how my account is looking right now, guys. Let's take a look at tech. And let me just see if maybe I can throw... I did buy the first 2 bundles. I don't want my card info to show, so I am going to just buy what I can here for this video. Another 560K there. So, 138 there. That's great. So just to kind of show you guys how far I got in tech. So I was able to get improved morale to 6. And this is the highest level you can go before running into another prereq wall. Once you clear that first prerequisite wall, you can get this up to 6, which is amazing, guys. 3.5% extra damage. Wild. It's crazy to think that this goes up to 10. So like by level 10, we only have 4 more levels to go. It goes up to 10%, which is crazy. It really starts to increase heavily. From 5 to 6, you get 1%. And then again, from 8 to 9, you get another 2% or 1.5%. And then you get 3% from 9 to 10, which I'm sure is like 4 million crystals or something like that. I did take a little hot route though too, and I really wanted to get my healing costs down, which is a good reason that I have a decent amount of resources left at this point. I got special medicines 1 to 10 and special medicines 2 to 6. Really, really big deal, guys. I'm getting a lot of discount, resource discount on my T5 healing, which can be really, really expensive when you're field fighting a lot. Another thing too, guys, is I wanted to focus on, I guess really everything is what I'm getting at here, but I'm saying why they're important. This is super important because rally capacity, guys, when we're rallying forts, they have troop capacity in that fort of 3 million, and we only have 2 million to start, plus whatever bonus you get from your tech. So I wanted to get these as high as possible. I've got 27% from that first one, another 11% from there. So I'm getting 38%, guys. I'm getting real close to the max. Obviously 10 and 10 here is going to be max, and it's going to be, I believe, 30 or 50% increase, guys. So that brings up everybody's capacity on a fort up to the full 3 million that you're facing. So it makes it a lot easier to actually get good trades on a fort. In terms of attack, I've got still the stuff, all the stuff I needed to get to improve morale 1. At 7, I did do improve bows to 8 because of my archer rallies that I'm doing. And then I also got, let's see, swift marching. That's been put up a lot because I had to get that up to 9 to get marching orders 1 to 9. And that's pretty much it, guys. I've really spent, most of my crystals lately on the healing stuff, the rally capacity stuff, and then the improved morale stuff as well. So my next step from here is to just continue to do whatever prerequisites I have to get improved morale up. So what I'll do tonight is that's going to make me do marching orders. I have a prereq for that. And here I'm saying, guys, we have another huge prereq wall. I have to get all of these to level 10 now, which is ridiculous. So I'm just going to keep doing... so I need to buy that bundle tonight. Level 9 is 1 million crystals on archer attack. So I definitely need to keep buying the bundles, guys. And I'm kind of at the point where every full daily bundle I buy is 1 piece of tech that I can do. Let's see if I can do this one. I can do this one. Let's just do that. I'd like my rally capacity to be higher, so we'll knock that out. And again, I'm at the point where, we are every night I'm buying a daily is basically going to be 1 piece of tech moving forward from here. So, it is what it is. I'll do this. I'll get the marching orders 1 up to 10 tonight. When I buy the other bundle, I should get another 500,000 crystals. So I'll get that done, and then I will be working my way up to 10 on all of these. I'll probably start with archers and cav, and then do infantry, and then do the siege one. And it's probably going to make me max call to arms. 1 and probably going to make me max attack formation as well. So we'll see what happens. You can see how expensive this is. 1.2 million for attack formation to level 8, which is tough. Very expensive, guys. The only thing down here I don't have done is larger camps, which it just simply increases the amount of troops you can hold in your city, which is cool, especially for cities that are near flags. But we really haven't been on the defensive too much, so that's not that important to me right now or anybody else in the kingdom. So we're really just focused on stuff that helps us do more damage to garrisons. And that's really improve morale and rally capacity. So that's really what we're focused on there. That's it for tech, guys. In terms of my bastions, because they are related to tech, we've got the 2 in this zone. I've got those both to level 7 right now. I'll be focusing on those. I've got 1 maxed, 2 at 9. Scipio I could probably focus on and just finish off. I've got, what is that, 1750 left here to get him to max. I might just do that tonight. So we'll see what happens. I might just knock that out tonight, get the extra 3% tonight, guys. I'm a little behind because in the first day of fighting, I actually missed 7 bastions. So that sucks. I missed, half a day. But it's not necessarily the end of the world. I will get there eventually, and I am buying every bundle every day. So I'm at 123.5 crystal production, though, which is pretty good. I think the tippy top that somebody has right now in the kingdom is probably somewhere around 130, 131, 132. So I'm not too far behind. It does add up. I need to catch up ASAP, but not too worried about that right now either. All right, let's take a look at the map, guys. I showed you my kills. I showed you my deads. I showed you my tech. I'm still rocking the same commanders that I mentioned before. You see if this guy... I'm going to be annoying if I can. It's kind of deep, but we'll see what happens. Let's take a quick look at the map here, guys. And we'll start on this zone. So, again, guys, when we first started, it was a lofty goal. Very, very, very lofty. Borderline ignorant, but bygones. We tried to take down 474 with just 2 alliances, which was we found out within, like, I'm not even kidding, it was like an hour and a half in, we were just like, we're done. Like, they're gonna kick our ass, regardless of what we do here. So we abandoned this zone very, very quickly. We had some good trades, we had some good times fighting in the field. The lag was atrocious, but we had some good times, and then they completely kicked our ass, and we retreated, we pulled back, and we brought our entire kingdom over here. Guys, this started somewhere around, I want to say, kind of like around this bastion, the ruins right there. I think when we first came into this zone, we were pretty much on this line right here, like where this BIA fort is right now. A lot of the fighting was going around on like this vertical line right here is where it kind of started. And we had to, yeah, because they had 2 more forts right here, and then they had a bunch of forts, honestly. So we kind of had to fight for a while to break their first line of forts, and we did. And it was because we brought our whole kingdom over. We were able to attack from multiple angles. In the very, very beginning, we were fighting right around here, I believe. Yeah, like right in this area, and then we dropped this hot fort. And this is when we were able to kind of wrap around the bottom because they didn't have the territory fully built yet. So we dropped this fort here, and we were able to push hot up real quick. And then we were able to start doubling stuff down here. And that's where we really started to make progress and push them back to where you see now. Now, guys, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 forts in their fort wall. It's insane. I mean... So one thing that the game does is it's defensive meta for a couple reasons, but one big reason is the capacity in a fort. So the fort is 3 million capacity, guys, and one-on-one, one rally versus one fort is just not even really a good idea up front because your tech is so low. You can't really you can't compete with it because there's so many more troops in the fortress, and it's so much easier to stuff it in with reinforcements because of the size, that it's just really a huge disadvantage to actually fighting something like that without being on a double or triple rally situation. So we've had to set ourselves up for only doubles and triple situations, which has been cool, and it's definitely worked out, and it's evened out, the trades a little bit, no doubt. But nonetheless, guys, it's it was really, really difficult to rally anything that was a fort at first because the capacity is just there's such a huge disadvantage for the attacker. It is what it is, and we got around it. But you know, there's it's just tough. Like in the beginning when you don't have the tech, do everything you can to avoid forts, fight flags. You know, stick to the battles that you can win and get good trades on. And then secondly, guys, my God, a Mandatory has been kicking our ass. The garrison they've been using, guys, in Mandatory Artemisia has been so incredibly good. Just like we've been triple rallying forts sometimes, and a Mandatory will just like chill. Like we'll take good trades. You know, we'll be getting good trades, but a Mandatory will take 3 rallies at a time and not die. It's absolutely insane how that happens. And, you know, I get it. They want, you know, the game definitely wants defenders to be able to like defend, and they want it to take longer and be a longer fight and a better experience. And it's fun. It's great. But it's just insane to me that like, you know, a Mandatory can take that many rallies. It was just T1. No. So yeah, Mandatory can take that many rallies, like a triple rally, and not go down. And they can they've been doing a really, really good job too. Like they're very organized. They're really top tier like management and leadership and all that stuff. They've been doing an excellent job of like managing their defense, and you know that's definitely a huge part of it is the way that they're playing. But a Mandatory is just ridiculous. Like 3 rallies, being triple rallied, being able to stay up, and sometimes trade positive on some of these things is just like bananas. How is that a thing? So that's a part of it, guys. The fort differential, you know, capacity differential is a huge part of it as well. There's been a lot of reasons that we have not been able to successfully burn these forts to the ground. We've got them burning on multiple occasions. I think our best moment was I think we had this SNL fort about halfway down, but they repaired it all the way back up. And other than that, guys, we haven't burned these forts down. I mean, we've had one-offs here and there. Like we did a little incursion today. We got, you know, some players here online in this southern front. The focal point today has been this like northern front right here on the SMR and SIB forts. We took a few flags in here today. Finally got some good progress today, which by good progress, we're now defining that as a few flags. That's a big move for us because we were literally stalemated on like one front, one flag across this whole like fort front for 2 days in a row. So it was nice to actually get some movement here today. And so like in the afternoon, you know, we couldn't get any port spots up there. So me and some of my friends from these alliances were like, oh, let's mess around and try to burn some stuff. So like we got this SPO fort burning, and then we burned down one of their flags right here as well, which honestly was kind of a pointless flag, but we were just like, let's burn it. We got a good trade on it. I don't think they wanted to defend it that much because it really is a pointless flag. It did not need to be there. I think they built it as just like a buffer. So we took it out and we got their fort burning, and you know, now their fort is fully repaired. So the difficulty of progressing here is about to hit an apex. We're about to have nothing in front of us except forts. So this is going to be the most difficult part for us to actually progress. It's difficult. And we'll see what happens. But, you know, either way, guys, we've got access to this next zone here. Broughton, which is a new one. I don't know if they've called a zone Broughton before. Correct me if I'm wrong. But so we definitely are going to get into this zone, guys. And believe it or not, 1075 is going to get into this zone as well. Or at least they're going to have access to this zone. We'll not sure what happens, right? You know, right when this pass opens, but we'll see, you know, if they're able to come out and like make a stance somewhere out here in the field, or maybe they're going to like beeline and put a fort somewhere down here. Like, who knows? I'm not sure what I would do in their position. You know, the just like dropping a fort randomly down here kind of sounds like a Hail Mary. Like maybe you try that and then you can potentially have access to Kingsland. But we'll see what happens. But the good news is, guys, is we have 556, who is completely fresh. They have done 0 fighting in this KVK. They are our ally, and they are coming into this zone. So regardless if we can take this fort wall down or not, guys, we are going to have an ally here to help us in this next zone. So even though we've gone through a lot of troops, we're tired, we've been fighting for a week straight, we've got an ally coming to help us out and to finish off at least this part of the map, whether that means we actually push them all the way into their zone 4, or if that means we... Oh, they could also like mountain hop here too, I think. That's probably something they'll try. Yeah, they could mountain hop. They could also place a Hail Mary for it. They could really just like naturally try to push out. So we'll see. And I don't, I don't know what leaders have been discussing or talking about on our end. So I'm not sure what we're going to do. I do know that we've got this pass and we're going to use it. And we're going to do what we can to make this zone as easy as possible. And I don't know what that means for, our strategy, but they've got some options, 75. It'll be really interesting to see what they actually do. And so again, guys, 556, not a whole lot going on right here. This zone, via, nothing going on at all. This is an allied kind of territory where they were backed up to 93. And this has been a really, really interesting setup here. 93 versus 254, which has been really cool. 93 set up an amazing defense here, guys. If you've been watching Chisgul at all, he's talked about this quite a bit. And these forts just... they won't go down. And, we can relate to this from 846 because we're trying to break a fort wall like this right now. And it is really, really difficult. And they even have more forts than 75. This is insane. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 if you count that one, and 14 if you do. That 93X is kind of like, doesn't really matter, I guess, but... they've got so many forts defending this, guys. It is insane. And they've done an amazing job. And let's see. That's repairing right now. Wow. Wow. They've got all these cities packed in here, guys. They're doing a great job defending this. And I mean, theoretically, these are the only 2 passes into zone 6. So theoretically, guys, they could hold the block here. Because these are allies. So, right? 556 and us, or could come into Pasuron. But they don't have to really worry too much about who's coming into this zone right here. So, this really could end up where 93 just holds here. We'll see what happens. This is going to be very, very interesting, guys. I think we've got a few days before these passes open. Okay. Then here we've got 64 versus 954, guys. And this is another situation where this fort wall is massive. And they've got, where are the passes? So there's one and there's another one. So they seem to have this locked off too, guys. And I gotta be honest, 64 setup is really beautiful, and the map was on their side. I mean, look, they didn't have too much ground to cover here with forts to seal off the entire access to the next zone, which is crazy. 93 had a much more difficult job because the distance is a little bit longer, but they had a pretty good setup too. And I don't know how this happened, but both kingdoms were able to pull off this fort wall without any of this going down. And once this is established, guys, it is so hard to take down. And then up here, guys, this is 474, nothing going on. They took this whole zone from us, Zarate, and they've got a non-fighting zone right in here as well. So the next fighting will definitely be soon, and it'll be in the zone 6s, and we'll see what happens. There's a lot of cool stuff that could happen here. We're going to see some really cool rock strategy play out. Not sure what's going to happen. I don't know how 254 is going to, like, get through this. And same thing with 954 as well. Like, I'm not sure. Or 945. Sorry, 945. I'm not sure what they're going to do and how they're going to break through this. They just really got to keep pushing and try to get through somewhere, somehow. 945, correction, guys. I'm not good at kingdom numbers. And all my friends in the game tell me that I'm terrible at remembering this stuff. And I am. So, give me a break. Okay. That is how the map is looking, guys. And I mean, our next kind of step here is just to wait for these passes to open. We're going to keep trying to break down these forts, and we will see what happens from there. Okay, that's pretty much it, guys. That is my KVK update for you tonight. Stay tuned for more fighting. I will live stream whenever I can, guys. We do have the rule of no live streaming. We try to keep it as clean as possible. We don't want to give our enemy any sort of advantage. I did do a live stream the other night with a 10-minute delay, which was kind of fine. We also don't have much going on right now, so like there's not a whole lot that could have been shown. But I think the delay helps a lot, and I might try to do that again with maybe like a 30-minute delay when this pass actually opens, because it's, 30 minutes is a long time in this game, especially when you're talking about fort dropping, flag placing, rallying, and stuff like that. So I might try to do that when this next pass opens. Lastly, guys, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so you know the next time I am going live or when I put out another video. Like this video if you love how this KVK is going, and if you are loving seeing all the fighting in the game. Keep in mind, guys, we are in Lost Kingdom 11210. If you want to check it out, just go to these coordinates. PM me in game, PM me on Discord, guys. I will share anything you guys want to share, rally reports or whatever. Even if I'm busy at the moment, I will try to send you the reports as soon as I can if you want to see them. And that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Just wanted to give you an update. We will see you on the next video. Later.